Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Media Man. Now, I'm having to lean over because I've got my laptop with me today, so it's sounding a little bit echoey. But we're going to be talking about Nottingham Forest today. In fact, I'm going to pick my mic up and just kind of hold it for a little bit. We're going to be talking about Nottingham Forest today because they've made quite a good signing in Brandon Aguilera, and I've got a great fan, Eddie, who joins me today, and he's with CRC Football, and he's going to be talking a little bit about Brandon Aguilera, what he's like, and also a little bit more because he has a much better insight on Aguilera than I certainly do. Now Aguilera joins as part of I think it was £400,000, was it? I think it was around that $2.2 million, was it? Around that kind
somewhere around there, yeah.
It was around that valuation, and he joins from, I can't even pronounce the club's name, but I'm going to let Eddie kind of talk you through that in a moment. But so Eddie, first of all, welcome to the show. I hope you're well. I know that you are in Costa Rica, if I'm not mistaken, right?
No, I'm actually in Brooklyn, New York, but
Brooklyn?
Yeah, I have heavy roots being Costa Rican.
I see. Oh, okay. So hello from Brooklyn. It's great to have you from across the pond here in Nottingham in the UK. Now, first of all, many Forest fans don't know who Brandon Aguilera is. I mean, you can look at things on YouTube and it's great, but I kind of want to know, what do you know about Brandon Aguilera? Because I saw that you posted on Twitter and I was interested and I thought, who is this guy that we've signed? Because I don't know a lot about him. So would you care to just tell our guests a little bit more about Brandon Aguilera?
Sure. So just so everybody knows, what I basically do, my brand is I analyze all of the domestic league, all the games, every second. This past season, I watched all 22 match days, 6 in each. So I analyzed the entire league and every player. I rank and I rate them through their performances. So Brandon Aguilera was a kid that, he was known in Costa Rica circles. He's originally from Alajuelense. That's his parent club, but he went on loan to Guanacasteca, kind of seeking minutes. And what the loan really did was it allowed him to really showcase his abilities and his talents. So what you're getting in Brandon Aguilera is, first, he's a supremely technical, creative midfielder. He has a cultured left foot. He doesn't use his right too much. I think he does lean heavily on his left foot. Excuse me, but a very technical player, quality left foot. He's a dead ball specialist. He takes every free kick. He takes every corner kick. And he's always looking to kind of progress forward in the attack. He's a forward-minded type thinking player. He's always looking to create in the final third. There's not a shot that he doesn't like either. So, he will try to eat on his own, but just a supremely technical, talented, brilliant midfielder.
So obviously the value that you mentioned, he's a really good midfielder. Do you think he's worth the money that's been paid for him? Because it was around $2.2 million, so around £500,000 in the UK. Do you think that's about the right valuation for him?
Yeah, I think a lot of people were comparing it to the selling of Joel Campbell when Arsenal took him from Saprissa a few years ago. And that was around 1.5, 1.6 million. This is a kid that you're getting. He's a little bit younger than when Campbell left. And he's coming off of a much better season. So my grading system basically goes from 1 through 5. And very few players have a quality level that their grade would be above a 4. He was at a 3.91. So I think this coming off the season that he just had, and then, he's getting senior team minutes now with the national team. He just had a really good performance with the U20s at the CONCACAF U20 championships. So he's a player that, going into the season, not a lot of people really had high hopes for him. It was just kind of, let's wait and see what this Guanacasteca loan does for him. And he played superbly throughout the entire year. So I think, excuse me, I think based off of the season that he just had, his age, and then you kind of see Joel Campbell as kind of like the signing that you can relate it to, I think it's a good ballpark number.
So, well, that's great. So you think he's already a good player? He's got a lot of potential, and it's good that he's gone back for game time. Now, a couple of people, and I'm going to say hello to everybody now very quickly before I kind of go on to my next question for you. And I just want to say hello, Ez. I hope you're doing well. Jigsy, Patch Adams, Brian, Robert, Ras, everybody that's in. I hope you're all doing well. Mark, Kel. It's great to have you all here. Now, so someone's asked, is it a waste that he's going on loan? Is it a bit useless that he's going on loan? Because obviously Forest, I mean, I know that you don't know much about Forest as we discussed, but at the moment, Nottingham Forest are really in need of midfielders because although they're doing good in terms of signings, they're lacking in the midfield area. So do you think that why do you think they are loaning him out to this team? Is it literally just to get minutes for the World Cup, or is it a preparation for English football as well?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things that you got to really take into account here. The work permit issue is going to be the big one. When you look at the point system, especially now with Brexit, a player like Brandon Aguilera is not going to be able, I think, right now to qualify for a work permit. So there's a point system that he needs to fall within. You know, a quick 2 points that he can get towards that work permit is playing 90% of the minutes in his club football. So going back to Wanaka Azteca, that's a done deal. He's going to start every game. He's going to play every game there, which he does need to kind of break into, I would say, the starting 11 of the Costa Rican national team. Because I think right now, Luis Fernando Suarez, our coach on the national team level, he's very pragmatic in his approach. The fact that he gave New Zealand the ball as often as he did kind of tells you that. So you're going to expect more of that in the World Cup. And a player like Brandon Aguilera might not fit in that system, especially if he's playing a 5-4-1 low block. So I think him going back to Wanaka Azteca, getting loads of minutes, having another opportunity to showcase his ability, I think he has a better chance of breaking into our starting lineup, which I think he'll need even to get even more points towards his work permit. Because what you guys really don't want is what happened to Joel Campbell, where it was Betis, it was Olympiacos. Like he went to France, he went all over Europe, never really got a chance to break in with the first team because it took him, I think, 2 years to get his work permit. And then by the time he finally got in, like they already moved past him. So I think if he goes back on loan for these first few months in the build up to the World Cup, he has an opportunity to showcase at the World Cup. Then I think he can actually get his work permit in more of a special case kind of thing. And he can be more of an asset to you guys as early as, maybe next winter, 2023. So I think that's really the plan to send him back to Wanaka Azteca instead of him trying to get the work permit now.
So it's just a few hurdles that they've got to overcome first, but then it's going to be worth it in the end. And the big question, and before, I know that people are asking about the third kit, which I'm going to get to just a little bit later on after we've spoken to Eddie. But Eddie, I do want to know, do you think that Aguilera can make that step up to the Premier League? Because obviously, I mean, he's in a good league respectively anyway at the moment, but Premier League is perhaps the best league in the world in terms of ability. Do you think, I mean, it's a huge step. Do you think he can make that step?
Yeah, I think the physicality is the main thing that people are going to bring up, obviously going from the Costa Rican League to the Premier League, and that's kind of like the Premier League's bread and butter. But as the funny thing is, in the build-up to him getting signed, I was putting together a presentation to show somebody what exactly it is that I do with my analysis. And the player that I used as an example was Brandon Aguilera. And I went back to a game that he played against Herediano, like way back in February. This is when people were starting to take notice of him a little bit, but he really hadn't taken that big step. In that game, one of the clips that I really put together was just clips of him being able to hold off the defender when he basically has a defender just on his back, trying to take the ball away from him. Never lost possession of the ball in every clip that I showed. Like he played a stellar game that day, and it really showcased his ability to really play with physical defenders draping off of him, doesn't lose possession, makes smart decisions. So I feel like watching his game, the way it's developed, he's very difficult to take off the ball, no matter what your size is. I've seen him go up against the biggest defenders in Costa Rica, and he's been able to body them off. And I just think his vision and his mindset to constantly try and go forward and try the bold, I think is going to bode well for him. So I'm really excited to see, eventually what he's going to look like in that Forest kit. But I think he does have the skill set that you need to compete at that level.
Well, I mean, I think you've put down a very compelling argument because, I mean, from what I've seen of him, he does look like a really good player. And as you mentioned, he's got a good amount of physicality and technicality. And he's got experience as well, which for a 19-year-old is quite difficult to attain. I think it's looking like it's going to be a good deal. I mean, £400,000, really, for a Premier League team, you could be signing potentially one of the next big stars, potentially. Now, Forest have a good kind of youth development system. They've got a good academy and they've got a good coach as well. So I think under perhaps our head coach and his coaching staff, I think he could really, really thrive. Now, obviously, he's been at a couple of teams, and you mentioned the team on loan as well. He's going to be there till January. So, what are your thoughts on that? Could he be kind of a second half of the season wonder? Do you think he could break into that Forest team, perhaps into the second half of the season?
I really do hope that he gets that work permit after the World Cup and he's able to get that opportunity. I'm just, I still worry about it just because he's gonna have to apply for like a special case, because I don't think he'll reach the amount of points that he'll need to automatically qualify, which I think is 15. But if he can get somewhere in that 10 to 14 range, then I think he'll be able to qualify for it. And then I think it'll probably be a slow burn. And like I said, I know nothing about your club, and I know nothing about what your specific needs are. But if that's a need in a system that you guys play, I think, 400K is for me is a bargain, and I think that he can definitely step in and play that role. But again, I'm always going to go back to that work permit.
Well, it plays a massive part. Obviously, I'm sorry if there's a couple of Wi-Fi problems. Can you still hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
You can still hear me, okay? Cool. Sorry. If anybody hasn't noticed, I'm not in my my normal room. I'm at my dad's this weekend because it's his birthday. So happy birthday, Dad, if you're listening. So yeah, it's a bit of a different area, and the Wi-Fi is a little bit different as well. So, but no, it obviously. So what do you think is the worst case scenario with that? Because obviously you do need a work permit to be in this country, no matter what, if you want to work in this country. So, and that applies to football as well. So, what do you think is the worst case scenario come January when he should return?
Yeah, the worst case, he doesn't get it, and then he goes back to his parent club, Alajuelense. And honestly, the problem with Alajuelense is that the reason why a lot of these kids end up going out on loan is because they'll start and play a lot of their older guys, even though they're kind of well past their prime. Brian Ruiz is still a guy that's getting minutes out there for no reason. When they have somebody like Aguilera in the system, when they have another kid, Aaron Suarez, that can easily play. So for me, worst case, he goes back to Alajuelense, and I don't think he's necessarily a fit there for what they're doing right now. And then he has to play, a few more minutes there, or preferably you guys would loan him out somewhere else, maybe in Europe. I would like to see him in one of the more technical leagues, like, sending him to the Netherlands would be a great fit for him. Portugal would be a great fit for him. But, if that continues to be a thing and we fall into the Joel Campbell scenario where he's out on loan every year and he never really has the opportunity to break into the first team in the Premier League, that's really what I want to avoid. But I just think that this kid is a little bit more special and a little bit further along than Joel Campbell was when he made his first move. So I do think that he'll have a better chance of breaking into the Premier League and making more of an immediate impact than Joel Campbell did.
So essentially, we're just hoping that everything goes okay with this loan at the team he's being sent back to for 6 months, and things go okay in the World Cup, and then hopefully we'll get him back. What do you think, that are the chances high that will happen? Then do you think?
If he plays a significant role in the World Cup, yes, I do think. I think that needs to happen. If he's getting maybe substitution minutes in the third game and he's only played 15 minutes total and he didn't really make an impact with the national team, then I think that's where you're going to run into the situation where I don't think he'll qualify for a special case, which would be disappointing for him, because he really has on the international stage with the U20s, with the senior team, against the U.S., where everybody's talking about this is their golden generation, and here's this 19-year-old kid who's better than everybody else on that field. So he's a kid that's definitely proven himself to be at that level. It's just administratively, you want to make sure that he has that opportunity.
Absolutely. Well, Eddie, it's been great talking to you about Brandon Aguilera. First of all, I know that you have a YouTube channel, so if you want to just kind of talk to my guests a little bit about that, because I know you do a lot of hard work on that. So would you want to tell my guests the name of it and kind of what you do on that?
Yeah, so I'm actually going to record my first premiere episode, hopefully by later today. But CRC Football is my brand. You can find it on Twitter. You can find it on YouTube. A lot of the stuff that I do on Twitter is basically like hardcore analysis and player development and player projection type stuff. And it's all based around Costa Ricans. I'm very Costa Rican centric. And then the YouTube channel, I'm going to try and play with it a little bit to make it a little bit more friendly and engaging for people that don't necessarily follow the league, and then try to be informative in terms of what I do with my analysis and show you guys a little bit of tips and secrets. Because, man, I was on this Brandon Aguilera hype train well before a lot of people were. I could see it coming. So I like to do that with a lot of other players in the league, There's some other Premier League talent in Costa Rica that you guys should be paying attention to too.
Well, perhaps someone at Forest might be listening to this. You can only hope. So maybe they're going to be taking Eddie's advice on potential future signings. Well, listen, Eddie, it's been a pleasure to have you on from across the pond over in Brooklyn. I hope that you stay well and do keep in contact, and we'll have you on the podcast again very soon. So thank you for joining, and take care. Been great having you, my friend.
Thank you.
We'll see you all very soon. See you later. And that was Eddie, everybody. Now, Eddie, for anybody that doesn't know, he does CRC football, and he has been doing, as he mentioned, a lot of hardcore analysis. So he's been doing that for a while now. And I came across him on Twitter a little bit just after we signed Brandon Aguilera. And since then, I've been following, and he's really, really good. So do subscribe to him if you can on YouTube. Now, I'm going to try and get through some of your comments. And I am aware that some people are asking questions as to why we were talking about Aguilera. And I understand, he's not going to be here for 6 months, but he's a player we've signed. He's a player we've spent £500,000 on. I think we need to at least know who he is. And we're also going to talk a little bit about that third kit that I know everybody wants to see. Now, let's have a look through some of the comments. Lads, enjoy the fancy names. I remember when we signed Carlton Palmer. Yeah, Jigsy. Jay, the new Colin Frey, says kids are red. You know what, though? As much as I like that, I mean, I nowhere near at this stage, nowhere near, as Nick has kindly pointed out, I'm not. No, I really do wish, but I will say we've got something in the pipeline with Colin. We're trying to get an interview with him via a friend that I know that works at the BBC. So hopefully we get something. I can't promise you anything, but I'm really hoping we do. Now, it is really warm today, isn't it? And I would appreciate, because I'm doing this and I've got no windows open because of how loud it is outside, and I'm absolutely dying from the sweat. So it's only going to be an hour today. Because of how warm it is. So do keep that in mind. It's great to have some of you in the chat that I know. Dor, great to have you in here. NFFC Player Watch, I hope you're doing well. Essex Red, I hope you're doing well, my friend. I can see you there. Jason, good to see you, my friend. Dor on tour. Yeah, if you can hit the like, guys, that would be amazing, because it just boosts engagement and gets the page seen a little bit more. And it'd just be great if we can have our YouTube channel being heard by even more people and having more conversations, because at the end of the day, what we do here is, well, for one, it's fun, isn't it? And number two, we get to have good discussions and kind of sometimes even find out new things about our club. Just like in that one, not many people knew Brandon Aguilera, but now you do know a little bit more about him from someone who has intensely studied him. So let's have a quick look through the comments. So let's have a quick look. Right, so it is Mark, come on, mate, you know it. It's roasting. I mean, in this room, it must be at least 40 degrees. It's like a jungle in here. Just so humid. Zahir Hosnu, I hope you're doing well. It's good to have you on the stream. Learning about a player that nobody really knows about. It's just nice to learn about, isn't it? Now, I need to go and get a cushion because my back's hurting. So if you just bear with me a minute. Dean, I hope you're doing well. Dean Townsend. Warren, good to have you. There is an FPL going on as well, which Kel has set up. So Kel, if you want to put that in the comments, then I'll star it. That would be great. Not long till our birthday. Yeah, come on, next Wednesday. Now I'm going to Germany before, so I'm hoping that Dora and that lot have bought my birthday present beforehand. So yeah, hope you bought my birthday present beforehand, Dora and Lee. I'm joking. So let's have a look. Percy wasn't lying, Ras. Percy, I don't think Percy really said that they were going to sign today. I think it was more a case of they've got the medical today. Now, I've been past the City Ground today, and there's a lot of cars there, but I can't see any movement in terms of any players coming out or anything, or I don't know what's going on at the training grounds or whatever, but I'd just wait until tomorrow. Perhaps it's all done now, which it should be, and maybe they're just going to announce it tomorrow instead. Who knows? Because don't forget, they've been working on a lot of stuff today, and I think the third kit is one of them. So let's have a quick look at it, shall we? This is currently what I've got. This is what I've attained via Twitter. So this has been floating around on the ether. So whilst I just quickly go and get a cushion, I'll let you just have a quick look at this. So have a quick look at this. That's the new third kit. So right, I'm back now. I had to quickly go and get a cushion because my back's hurting. Right. So yeah, Kel has put the new FPL code there for anybody interested. Ez has commented it already, apparently. So there you go, and you can just join that. It's a really, really good fantasy Premier League as well. So what do people think about this third kit? Let's have a little chat about it, because I know it's a bit of a controversial one, because I posted it on Twitter earlier when it was first kind of being leaked. And I do want to, just say that wasn't my personal thing. I'm literally just tweeting it. But what do we think? Do we like it? Do we not? Because in some way I do like it, but in others I don't. I've got kind of a mixed opinion about it, because I do like the colourful side of it. I think it's really nice colour. And I do like it, but at the same time, yeah, the bus seat comments kind of are fairly relevant. So I'm a bit 50-50 on it, really. I don't know where I stand with the new kit, it must be said. Ras says it's crap. Ras is always brutally honest. Wonder if our scouts play Football Manager. They 100% do, because I've signed half these guys on Football Manager, and now they're at Forest. So I have got Morgan Gibbs-White, but I managed to get him for less than 15 million. So take that. Gibbs-White is an absolute must in our system. I mean, if for the number 10 role, I think you look at it now and you look at the level of physicality that we need. He would provide that. The pace that we would need, he would provide that. The delivery that a 1E needs, most importantly, because I know it's been a centre of controversy, a 1E in his performance. But let's be honest, he just needs some confidence. At the end of the day, it's pre-season. He's in a new league. He's in a new set of fans as well. The fans loved him and knew him there. It's not easy to move. So, I think we've got to be a bit more kind and courteous to him. We've got to be a bit more understanding of the fact that he has just moved from the German league, which, yes, is a great league, but to a completely different club, which is, obviously going to face a challenge over the next year. But not to say that we won't stay up, but they're going to face a challenge. So it's a tough one for him. He's under a lot of pressure. But I do agree with you, by the way, Kizzared, because I do think Gibbs-White would complement our system so much. My dad's here. Whoever is getting paid to design these is clearly being paid too much. So Paul doesn't like it at all. My dad, however, he's commented, "Hi, son, where do you think we'll end up this year? I hope there's no one stupid enough to write us off," he says. I'm going to go for 15th. I've stuck with 15th since the very start. I've done a couple radio interviews. 15th is the one that I've gone for. So what do you guys think? What do you think where do you think we're going to finish? What do you think of my dad's comment here? It's his birthday, by the way, so if you can all wish him a happy birthday, that'd be amazing too. And he turns, he's going to say 25 today. I'm not going to say his age, but it's his birthday today. So do say happy birthday if you can to my father. So Gary, good evening, my friend. I hope you're doing well. NFFC Player Watch. Just me who prefers it over the away. Ooh. What do you think? Luke says it looks like a 5-year-old pajamas. Wow. It looks like a 5-year-old's pajamas, says Luke there. Until we see a Batman logo on it, I don't know if we can say that. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if that's if they ever brought out a fourth kit, it'd probably be that, wouldn't it? So what are we thinking? Where are we going to finish at the end of the season? Do you like the new third kit? Let me know. Well, Greg is a massive fan. He says it's absolutely banging. Love retro looking ones, and agree it looks like a bus seat though. It does a little bit, doesn't it? As much as I do like it, it does look a little bit like a bus seat. Trent Barton are very pleased. They don't even have to have an ad campaign. Nick says it doesn't look like a bus seat. And also, as brings up a good point, Max Goodwin made a bit of a player analysis on Aurel Mangala. And he plays for Stuttgart. He's a defensive-minded midfielder, but do watch it if you can. Just literally search Max Goodwin in on YouTube, and he's a really, really good YouTuber. He's got over 1,000 subscribers, and he's been doing lots of player analysis of potential Forest links and potential signings in the future. So if you are interested in learning a bit more about Mangala, then just let me know, because he is a really, really good YouTuber. And you can probably I might even be able to put a link in the comments a little bit later. But let's have a look through some of the comments. If Forest winning it, everyone will love it. Absolutely, Jason, you know it. Bus seat red, says Kean Harper. Love that. He doesn't stack up well against Tavernier. Really? That's interesting. Lead singer of Coldplay on here. Wow, Jay. Okay, Chris Martin. Yeah, love that. He's definitely the lead singer of Coldplay. Ras, I don't know what you're doing now. I'm pretty sure you're a fake account, so I'm just going to ignore what you're saying, really. like and subscribe. Everyone says, yeah, please, guys. You know, there's 147 of you in now. And to be honest, I'm in a completely different room today. I'm having to stay at a really awkward angle to fit my my mic on the table. So if you can subscribe and kind of give me a bit of relief after all of that, then that would be absolutely great. So yeah, it's absolutely roasting in this room as well. I am literally roasting. It's only going to be an hour stream today. Wow. 15th to 18th says Brian for the end. Jigsy says 12th. Essex Red says we're going to surprise a few. Dean says happy birthday. Thank you, Dean. Adam Shelton says top 10. Ras says happy birthday. Thank you, Ras. Kel, thank you. Kev, thank you. Oh, look at all these birthday messages. Thank you all very much. It means a lot. Oh, Brian, you've always got to do it, haven't you? Wow, look at this. Happy birthday, Chris Martin. We was all yellow. Oh, there's always someone that does it in there. Thank you all very much for your kind birthday messages for my dad. It means a lot to me. I know he's loving life now. He's probably thinking, thank you, everyone. So what's happening with Tavernier or Tavernier or whatever? I don't know the latest on Tavernier. It's kind of gone, not dead, but it's gone a little bit quiet. Essentially, what's happened is there was rumours of a bid being put in, but I don't know how true it is. Rumours of a bid being put in. Middlesbrough want and are sticking with 15 million as their valuation. So I don't know where we stand on that one. But, and this is a but here, there is other players that we're interested in, and many of them you have actually asked Forest if they can sign. So Cornet is one of them. Now, if you just have a quick look, you'll see that Nottingham Forest have reportedly bid less than the 17.5 million pounds needed in order to sign Cornet. I think it's either, I think he might have a release clause or another clause that says that we're going to sell him for that amount. And Nottingham Forest have bid less than that. So yeah, I don't know how I feel. I don't know how I feel about the valuation. I mean, I think the player is very good. I think Cornet is a very good player. But it's the valuation. Do you think he's worth 17.5 million? Because obviously, you know, how much more would Morgan Gibbs White be if we can get him for, I don't know, 25 million perhaps? So yeah, how do you feel about that valuation for Cornet? It's obviously not a massive valuation for a good player, but it's still a valuation of something. Now Lee's not very happy with you, Ras. He says you're a bit negative, Ras. So I don't know what you want to say about that to Lee, but waiting for the Tory leadership results. Oh, none of that rubbish on here. Politics, no way. My dad says thank you all very much for the birthday messages. So thank you all for everybody that has sent him a happy birthday. It means a lot to me for you to send that to him, and he's very, very thankful. So thank you all very much. It means a lot to my dad. Jay's dad is a closet sheep. Don't say that. It's the wrong Chris Martin you're talking about. We have one guy that thinks he's Coldplay, one guy that thinks he used to play for Derby as a striker. I can assure you he can't play for Derby. It's because of his knees, and also he's a Forest fan. He's not a singer or a Derby striker. He's not. He was great at Lyon and Burnley. He was. No, and Luke, I completely agree. I saw a lot of comments and a lot of videos about him. So very, very interesting. Okay, this is another one we need to clear up. Now, I tweeted something, and perhaps maybe naively I tweeted something. The rumour going around that Cornet doesn't want to join Forest isn't actually necessarily true. Now, I'm not going to say 100% it's not true, but I'm going to say with 70% that it's not true. The reason I'm saying this is because the website it actually came from was created by Fulham fans. It's a Fulham fan site. And basically, it's just trying to give them a bit of a transfer boost. So no, I wouldn't say he's turned it down. I would say that we've got the valuation, well, the bid wrong. They want 17.5 million, and by they, I mean Burnley. Fulham had a loan offer rejected. So Burnley want to sell him, but they want nearly 20 million for him. Obviously, Burnley, they got relegated. They're going to want to at least spend a bit of money. They're making a few signings already, so they've got to compensate for it. And it looks like Cornet could be the man to leave the club in order to pay for this. Zahir, thank you very much for your birthday wishes. So let's have a quick look. He's more of a winger, says Kian, so he doesn't think that he'll fit into our main formation. So let's have a look. So Brandon is saying that he's tagged me in something on Twitter, so I'll have a very quick look now. Just one moment. Let's have a quick look. I'll just keep getting tweets saying it's just a bus seat. This is brilliant. Right, so Nottingham Forest, according to Football de Inglaterra, which I would assume is a Spanish network, it has 268,000 followers, so pretty well acclaimed, I think you could argue, are reporting that Nottingham Forest are interested in Olympiacos player Mady Camara, who is 25. I know that there was things being thrown around beforehand about Camara, but, well, I mean, let's have a look at it. Camara, yeah, as Ben has just said, I don't know not a lot about the player, but I have heard of him before because it's been thrown around a little bit. So what do we think about Mady Camara? Is he the right player that we would need? I don't know enough about him. Let me know your thoughts. Mart says, take him all day, lol. Toby says, if his release clause, well, no, of course nobody would pay more, but it's a question of would anybody pay that, really? Because for me, I'm not 100% sure if that's the right valuation, but who knows? You know, I know that Burnley bought him for a fair price, so they're obviously going to want to get a bit back for him. So let's have a look. Easy journalism, if you ask me, fairly, yeah. And I don't really know much about this Camara. All I know is that rumours were made. So Brandon, thank you for tagging me in that. And it's looking like Cornet could be someone that Forest become interested in. But at the moment, it just seems like they get linked with a midfielder. They reportedly put a bid in, or they don't, or it's just made up. And then it just goes quiet for ages and never happens. Look at Vranks. People thought that that he was going to be the next Forest midfielder, but that's just died off now. So trust in more acclaimed sources, not the Daily Sport, you know, not the Nottingham Post, just proper acclaimed people. So Paul Taylor, John Percy, he's a really good. Who is this guy that keeps making up these fake names for accounts? I'm not going to answer that. I know you said hello, Jamie, but that is definitely a fake account. You can't catch me. You can't. You can't catch me. You try. Mady Camara looks great on Polaroid. Oh, right. Oh, wow. Mady Camara. Wow. I'm not even. Wow. Just wow, Brian. Brian's the king of dad jokes. I just knew he was going to do this. So let's have a look. JS spent 6 months in Spain because I got a new place there. I've heard we're playing Valencia because Cooper wants to see one of their players, believe it or not. Perhaps. I know that. Do you not remember? It was probably very early into the season, the transfer season, when Forest were linked with Jesus Vasquez. Does anybody remember that? He's the defender. I think he's only 19. People might remember that. I don't know if it's for that reason, because our defense, I would argue, is probably complete now. But that's who Forest were interested in from Valencia. So a lot going on the midfield front. And as you can tell by the thumbnail, the main people I'm talking about is Lewis O'Brien, Brandon Aguilera, who we spoke to Eddie about, Tavernier. So I'm Argentina, me amo buenos. I know how to speak a bit of Spanish. I know what you're trying to say. Whoever's in the comments. So left back. I think he's either a left centre back or a left back. Yeah. Any update? I don't think Pepe is coming to Nottingham Forest. I don't think there's anything in that rumour, to be completely honest. I don't really know if he'd fit in our system anyway. Would he? I don't know if he would. Isn't he a winger, if I'm not mistaken? I mean, I might be on that one, but I'm sure he was a winger. Oh, it's absolutely roasting. I'm sorry if I'm starting to speed up a little bit. It is roasting. Literally, we're going to be going till 8:30, and that is it, because I can't deal with the heat. It's unreal. So, Pepe, yeah, not happening. Do you reckon Toffolo and O'Brien will be announced tomorrow? Yes. I think unless... Well, I mean, I've heard they're both going in for medicals, but some people are saying they're separate deals. I'm almost 100% sure it's a double deal. But if not, O'Brien definitely tomorrow, and then Toffolo should be. So I would like to see Eva's Grill, as many people have said on Twitter, do the announcement. But yeah, Toffolo and O'Brien tomorrow should be happening, and I'm not going to say 100% it should be. I originally thought it'd be Tuesday, but you know, it's obviously not going to happen tonight unless Forest did a really late announcement. But I would say probably around afternoon tomorrow. So tune in, everybody, because we are going to be streaming tomorrow night as well at 7:30. So make sure that you're here listening, obviously on the Media Man. You can just subscribe and turn notifications on if you want to. It will just, it'll make sure that you never miss a video, basically. And you don't want to be missing videos, do you? Let's be completely honest. Let's have a look at Luke's comment. So any news on the supposed talks? No, it all seems to have gone a bit stale. There's nothing being reported by John Percy, who originally, I think, no, it was either Paul Taylor or John Percy, one of the two, that had reported it. So as people are saying, yeah, medical today for Lewis O'Brien and Toffolo, or one or the other. So they're going to be announced tomorrow. But on the Davies front, I don't know what's going on. I think it's probably extended talks because some Villa fans are just saying, let's just get rid of him. We want as much as we can get for him, but how much are Forest willing to pay? And I think the amount that they're willing to pay probably wouldn't be much further off the valuation that many other people in the comments have said. 7 million with an 8 million max. But he does a lot off the ball, which you do have to remember, and people have pointed out. He does a lot off the ball, but he's got a decent amount of assists and goals, considering he wasn't at Forest that long. But let's have a look. Seeing the club are after another right back. Really? I didn't think we would be, really, considering we have Biancone. But I don't know how I felt about Biancone in pre-season at right back. He didn't do it for me, but this isn't me, slating anybody, because it is pre-season and I completely understand that. Sean Bauer, hope you're doing well over in South Africa, my friend. It's good I'm sure it's a bit warmer over there than it is here. It's so hot today. It's a wonder we ain't signing. Melting. Wow. Believe me, I'm melting at the moment because I'm sat on this gaming chair and I'm just melting through it. It's so warm. I haven't even got a window open. So saw this morning that Biancone is fighting for right centre-back. I mean, I think every player is fighting for their position in the squad, right? Williams is our main right back. Yeah, right wing back, I think, preferably. Obviously, unless they're in a back four, but he should be a right wing back with two up front. 5 subs this season. We need 2 in a row for competition and a third, really, for injuries back up. Yeah, so do you actually think that the defence depth is enough at the moment then? Or do you think we potentially need more people in the defence? Because that's what I'm getting from some of these comments, that we're not quite done in the defence by the looks of it. And yeah, there was rumours, and Nick, you point this out very correctly. The rumours about Richards having an injury, not true. He's not broken his leg. That's just not true. Though he was pictured training today. So unless he's literally solid, which, I'm sure he is, but, unless he's, I'm talking like some mad Marvel guy, I don't think he's going to be playing football with a broken leg. So, yeah, the medical team have been working miracles, it looks, if he's broken a leg already. Harold says we've got enough defenders, though. Kean says defence not priority. I agree. I think midfield has to take the priority, and then maybe an attacking player before potentially looking at depth players after that for each position. So let's have a quick look. Reckon we need a right wing back, and that makes it easy. And that's a maybe a CB in January. Yeah, potentially. Harold Larwood says midfield's a priority as well. Yeah, Cal, I understand. No, the things that people make up on Twitter is unreal. Just wait until the stream to hear more news, basically, because otherwise you're just looking at all these rumors on the internet that aren't true. So I'm trying my best to get through this because it is so warm. Any news on Henderson injury? Nothing really, except other than what Paul Taylor said the other day. Tight groin. I don't know if any of you saw the game, but if you were at the game, you would have noticed that he was just, I don't know, when he was kicking the ball, he just seemed a bit off it, really. It just didn't seem right. And obviously he scuffed it with his left foot, which was a bit of an indicator. But yeah, I would say it's not too serious. We were talking about this on yesterday's stream. I would say that they're not going to play him on Wednesday against Hertha Berlin. And I would say Richards is also the same, precautionary, and save them for Germany on Saturday. But you just don't know, really. But that will be my guess. Will you be doing a live stream in Germany? I will be. I think Dor will be as well, but we'll be doing it at different times. So we're doing one with football through the 92, which you can find on YouTube. It's literally called Through the 92, or you can find us on Twitter at Through the 92. And we're going to be bringing all 92 clubs in the English leagues together as a big fan forum. And we're going to be doing things like this. So that'll be great. But you can just find that, as I say, at Through the 92. So there'll be a Dor stream, a Through the 92 stream, and a Media Man stream. So it's going to be busy. Let's just say that. Thing is, we can't just look into the Championship. That's where Sheffield United messed up. Absolutely, you do have to buy Prem Proven. The thing is, though, that will cost. And people are saying, well, we don't want to spend 25-30 million. Well, unfortunately, you're going to have to. And I think the likelihood is we will end up spending somewhere like 20 to 25 million on a midfielder. And that's just how it will have to be. Owen thinks that Cornet would be a good addition. Plenty of goals and assists in a poor Burnley side last season. Absolutely. And if you can do it in a poor Burnley side, then I'm sure that you can probably do it at Forest as well, which is not going to be a poor side, I don't think. Paul Elliott says defence is done after Toffolo. That's what he thinks. There's some arguments saying we need a right wing back potentially. Other things that Biancone can fill that position. So NFFC Player Watch says Richards is starting Wednesday. I don't know on that one. If he is, then fair enough. Perhaps he's had a bit more recovery time than Hendo. Anything happening on a builder guard? Not that I know of. Obviously, I know he's a free agent, so I think we're just kind of waiting. If they are in talks with him, it won't be long before he signs, I'm sure. But, as we saw with Biancone earlier in the window, literally anything can happen and overnight as well. We were on stream when that got when the rumour that he was joining Forest got first announced. So anything can happen. We've spent 70 million now. Gordon, I think we're going to spend another 50. I think we're going to spend another 50. I don't think 60. I think 50 will be right. And I think we're going to need 3 new midfielders and a striker. So, you could potentially be spending another 60, really. So the 130 million range could be reached. Zahir, no, it hasn't. These are all leaks that we're showing you. So the leaks that we've got, these are all leaks. So I'll just quickly go over the third kit again. This is the third kit here. It is literally leaked. So when you see it, you can, credit me if you want. I don't know. Don't credit me. But that is the new third kit from what rumours are suggesting. It might not 100% be, but I'm almost 100% sure it is. Although I did think it looked a bit more like a training top, as someone mentioned on Twitter. Jess, nothing currently, and that's not a bad indication, by the way. It's not a bad sign. Literally, it's just a case of it's likely they passed the medical, because don't forget, a medical isn't testing. And this was said on I think it was the Fozcast with Ben Foster. It was said with Ben Foster, and the guy was like, "This is basically the medical is just assessing how risky signing this player is in terms of how many injuries they get." So yeah, that'll probably have been completed by now. Forest are waiting to do the announcement. Either that, or they're having the medical tomorrow instead. But the likelihood is, and I'm almost 99.99% sure that they've had the medical and they're just waiting for a good time to announce it, basically. So I would say maybe early afternoon. Then I think we'll be good. Let's have a look. Zahir likes the kits. That's good. Jordan Larson would be a good free. I agree. I think instead of buying someone in, and if you don't get Davis, then I think Jordan Larson would be a good alternative. But the thing that doesn't sit right with me is the whole Surridge situation, because I know that he's got a bit of an issue with his groin, and there's not actually a clear date when he'll return. It could be months. You never know. I doubt it, because I think he'll be on a good recovery. We've seen him in Spain with the lads training and getting fit in the gym. But there's no clear date for his return, so who knows when it will be. But it's sad to see that he's being left out of things, because he was always great when he came on. And the only real game when he was quiet for me was Wembley, and that's because he had a groin issue. So I wouldn't say strike Surridge off. It's a bit of a shame that we have almost kind of become lost in the Davis and Awoniyi situation and kind of struck him off, because he is a really good player. And he adds a lot to the club. Remember that Swansea game, how much cash can we still spend? I don't know. I know that it was 100 million and they said they were willing to put in even more if needs be. So anything can happen. But, and I think Jordan Larson, let's have a quick look how old Jordan Larson is. I'll have a quick look on my phone. I'm sure he's about 25. Just let me have a quick look. Jordan Larson. So Jordan Larson is 25. Yeah. So he currently, well, I think he played in Russia, but I think it got terminated because there was a thing. Well, there's still a thing for players playing in Russia where they can just terminate their contract because of what's going on in Ukraine. So there's a lot going on with finance, and in particular the stadium development, which obviously everybody's interested in. Now, if you look at the top left tweet, and I apologise for the spelling error on the stadium development to the Peters Taylor stand will cost up to £94.4 million, which is increased by 14 million from the previous estimate of £80 million. The highway authorities now say they don't have any objection to it, so it's a good sign that the development should be going forward, but it does come at a big cost of nearly 100 million just for the Peter Taylor stand. So it's going to cost, but Marinakis looks like he's willing to pay it. So who knows what's going to happen, but it's certainly not going to be cheap. Sam will be super sub like before Davis got injured. Yeah, absolutely. Do you think he'll be happy playing in that role though? Because, you know, I mean, some would argue, I mean, obviously you're not going to get in over a £17.5 million striker, but some would argue that, you know, after all those goals he scored and also important kind of impacts that he had, it seems a bit unfair almost, but I understand why they're not putting him in first team, but it does seem a bit unfair because he's never really done anything wrong. His conversion rate's been fantastic. So, yeah, it's a tough one. Nick has kindly pointed out as well that nearly 2,500 tickets have been sold for the Hertha Berlin game on Wednesday. So that's pretty good. So it's Hertha Berlin. Obviously, Derby beat them recently, so I'm sure Forest want to beat them even more. Bit of a challenge there. And then Forest take on Union Berlin. Then they take on Notts County, which I might be commentating at. So just letting you all know, I might be commentating on that game. And the BBC aren't doing it. So as far as I'm aware. So it will just be us commentating on it, which will be quite nice. But yes, so big game, Notts County and then Valencia, and then on to Newcastle. So not long left to go now, and it's all sinking in very much. What's happening with the sponsor, though, says Joe. Joe, I don't fully know what's going on with this. There's literally nothing even being leaked on that. I'm trying to find it as much as I can, asking people, but there's nothing coming through yet. So I would say there's been people saying that Boxed might become a sleeve sponsor instead, because as we know, Premier League teams tend to have a sleeve sponsor and then a main sponsor. So yeah, I would say if Box aren't the main sponsor, which I don't think they will be, I would say that they're going to be a sleeve sponsor and still have something to do with the club. It won't be Skinny Food Co. that do something, but it'd be interesting to see who it is. I'd love it to be 3 that do Chelsea. I think that's really smart looking kits. Like Lee says, we've basically got 200 mil free, so let's go to 140. Yeah, essentially, I mean, if Marinakis is willing to invest his own money for stadium, we won't have to worry too much. But yeah, if we can spend 140, I think that's the maximum we would need to spend. So yeah, Warren, I think, yeah, as current estimates would go, the stadium redevelopment should be next summer. Obviously, there's nothing set in stones because of the fact that, it's because of the fact that it needs to get passed through planning. Because don't forget, Forest is no exception to planning. You know, if you want to put up a certain type of fence in your house, you know, you've got to have certain planning applications, just as Forest have to if they want to make a new stadium kind of extension or adjustment or, you know, refurbishment, as they are with the Peter Taylor stand. So it's going to take time, but I think it will get passed through and it should go ahead next summer, just at a bit of a higher cost. If Surridge bangs a few in, his value will fly up. He has a role to play. Definitely. I'm looking forward to seeing him on the pitch. Stagecoach is hence the third shirt. Wow, I mean, or Trent Barton. Gordon says, get a proper Nottingham company in like boots. That'd be quite cool. Gordon then says, probably be Trent Barton. Brilliant. Cooper don't do substitutes. Iceman's a finisher. Yeah, you've got 3 different types of strikers, haven't you? Like a Awoniyi, I want to get to know him more, but Davis was physical. He had a good shot to him, but he wasn't a finisher. He was just physical all round and just good to get into the box. Whereas Surridge, you pass that ball to him, he doesn't even need a touch and he's gone in. So I think there was a pass from Garner once. I can't remember the game now. It wasn't Reading, was it? It may have been, where literally Ghana had just passed it and he just curled it beautifully into the top right. It was a fantastic goal. So, yeah, some of the comments coming in. Jigsy, you got Shipstones back. Oh, I really wish they'd bring the Shipstones shirt back into the club's website, because I really want to actually buy that shirt so much. If any of you are selling a Shipstones shirt, I'd be more than happy to inquire about that. So having a look at some of the rumours, some people saying that Ryan Kent is being looked at by Forest. I don't know how true it is. Steve Cooper knows him from the Liverpool Academy, but the accounts sharing it aren't really that credible. So I know a few people have thrown in the Ryan Kent card, so let me know if you know anything about him. But it is warm. We're approaching the last 10 minutes of the stream. So Cooper literally used to replace the striker and Zinks between 65, 75. Yeah, he did. I was going to say, yeah, he did. Lolly would sometimes come on, Cafu the odd chance. But yeah, Davis, obviously when he'd come back from injury, he'd come on later. But it was usually Surridge that would come on. So Davis would wear him out and then Surridge would just completely finish him off. Underrated striking partnership, that was. Although I say partnership, it wasn't really, was it? But substitute partnership, if you like. They complement each other in different ways. So Casper Sowell says, realistically, what's your prediction on Forest come Christmas? Well, it's going to be tough, isn't it? I mean, how many games are we talking up to Christmas? There's September, well, August, September, October, November. So you're thinking 4 games a month. It's about 20 games, right? I'd like to say by then we'd have maybe, no, I've got my maths wrong there, haven't I? 320. So there's a total of 60 points available. I think we could get probably about 30 points. I think we could get a decent amount of points, as long as, I would say by Christmas, I would like to say that we're around the 15th, 14th mark. I wouldn't go crazy. Obviously, yeah, there's a World Cup break to take into account, hence why the season's starting earlier. But yeah, I don't know. I would say, I would like to say 14th or 15th, but obviously, you know, anything could happen. But yeah, me being optimistic, that's what I would like to say. So Robert says that Kent has a bit of an awkward attitude. Just seen on Facebook that the deal's off. That's interesting. The deal's off for the Huddersfield duo. I don't know, Cal. I mean, I'm only going to wait until pretty credible people say otherwise, because at the moment everything still stands with John Percy, etc. So although I see what you're saying, I'm going to wait a little bit before I say anything on that. I would say it'll be fine. 30, I'd take the average day up and stay 40 points. That'd be pretty good. I'd like that. I mean, listen, as long as we get more than 11 points, I'd be pretty happy. Because obviously we all know who didn't get more than that in their stint in the Premier League. I won't mention names. 30 points must have heat stroke. Well, okay then. Okay, okay. Right. Let's go 40 then. I probably do have heat stroke, to be completely honest, Patch Adams. Yeah, let's go 40 points then. I'm just trying to think. I've not got my maths. I can't even think right. It's so warm in here. 40 points. Let's go for it. I think realistically you could do it. On the club website, check out what names that are listed and are not listed in the principal and the official sponsors list. Nick will have a look at this tomorrow for next stream. Jay says he wants 12 points by Halloween. I think that's realistic. I wouldn't say that's unrealistic at all. Patch Adams, nice movie. Yeah, 12 points by Halloween. How realistic do we think that all is? I think we could potentially do that. Minimum 20 points by Christmas Day. Ooh, that's one. 46 points, says Phil. Really? Do you think it'll be 46 points? Wow. Well, Phil, I hope you're looking forward to Germany, my friend. We haven't got long to go, have we? We're going on Thursday night. Just remind me what time I'm meeting you, because I've completely forgot. It'll be good to see you. Going to be going to Berlin, as many people know. Union Berlin versus Forest, one of the last, not the last, but one of the last pre-season games. So that'll be nice. Nice little few days away as well, bit of rest. Wow. Fargo Deville says top 10 finish. Wow, that's quite something. Nick says that Boxed has vanished. And I want to apologise to, I'm trying to find his name now. Casper, I'm sorry that I messed up your second name. I could not. Sewell? Sewell? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say on that one. Yeah, sorry about that. You will have to tell me how to pronounce that. 30 means we're aiming at Europa League. Why not? Why not? Yeah, I'd say yeah, as someone said earlier, 20 by, as Gordon said, 20 by Xmas Day was probably about right. To be honest. Luke Riley, Amstel, great beer. Obviously, for certain reasons, I'm not going to say that I'm going to be drinking, just for obvious reasons. You know, I can't do that. But I may have to just have a little sip of Dawes or Lee's drink. Sewell. I'm losing it now. Sewell. Sewell. Sue. No, I don't know what it is, Casper. You're gonna have to say which one it is. So 149 of you in now. Castle Lager sponsor. That's what Sean says. It's all beer companies, isn't it? Right, we're gonna end the live in just about 4 minutes. So any kind of parting comments you have is great. Just don't forget that this video is sponsored by Remedy Beast. So Remedy Beast is a C company, which I'm going to show you just in a moment if I haven't got the right stream. Yeah, so it's Sewell. Right, okay, I've got it now. Sewell. Oh gosh, we've got people kind of debating about how to say his name now. I have no idea. East Stand Red says top 6 by Christmas. Oh, you can only wish. Zahir says AIG. Would look quite smart, actually. I think Tottenham's kit looks quite smart all the time. Very nice. Just simple, isn't it? But yeah, this video is sponsored by Remedy Beast. You can find them. You can find them on the internet. You can find them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, the likes, and they do good CBD products that are medicinal. I've also got a discount code which is I'm Jamie Martin as well. So feel free to use that when you are looking for CBD oils. But anyway, back to the stream. We've got 3 minutes left. Thank you very much, Jess, for saying safe travels. Means a lot to me. I'm hoping that things do go well with Ryanair. I've never used Ryanair, so I think it'll be okay. So that Norwich away kit is the best kit I've seen. Norwich away kit's beautiful. I don't like Norwich, but that is a good kit. Let's have a look. Great show, Jay. Have fun in Germany. Stay safe. Thank you. We'll try our best. I know there's a few safety notices going out about German fans at the moment. I know there's a few issues. Apparently, a couple of Irish fans got hurt last time they were at the Union Berlin game, so we'll be safe. I probably won't be wearing club colours, evidently. So that just in case, really, for my own safety. So, but yeah, we'll see a little bit about that. Ben says, don't go for a dump on Ryanair. They'll charge you, for the extra weight. In fact, I'll probably have to go for them just before for the extra weight, wouldn't I? Thanks for the show, says Kev. Honestly, it's it means a lot to me, Kev, your support. Eve says, I will be watching the live stream as long as they don't clash when you do return from Germany. I just want to talk a little bit about the clashing situation. And Jamie, I mean, the Palace home kit is really nice, but we don't want to clash the streams. But as me and Dora have said, this is YouTube. Sometimes I can't, move to make it less, to make the time kind of earlier than doors is, nor can I make it sometimes but after doors. So yeah, that's just what happens, and it's the same for Dor with me. He can't move his channel just for what I want him to do. That's not fair. So yeah, there might be a couple of clashes. I'll try not to as much as I can, but yeah. Joe, thank you so much for your comment. Eve, thank you for your comment about the stream. Thank you, Jay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do that because I am roasting. So will the Union Berlin game be on iFollow? And thanks for the stream. I think it should be. It should be. I'll be commentating on it as well if you want to have that on in the background. So not the Hertha Berlin, sorry, the Union Berlin game I will be commentating on. So if you do want to have it, you can just message me on @I'm Jamie Martin on Twitter. I'll follow you back, and that'll be good. Yeah, so I'll be commentating on that over in Germany. So you can hear a bit of that perhaps whilst you're watching the game on iFollow. Or if you don't want to pay and you do want to hear, then I'm more than happy to bring you through that. Come together as a super channel. I love what Dor does, and I know that Dor likes what I do as well. But I mean, I'd be happy to work with him and collaborate, but we've got our own separate things. We love doing what we do. And we both have different kind of characteristics. So yeah, I love Dor. I think he's great. He inspired me to do this. So subscribe to him as well. But yeah, if you can drop us a subscribe, that'd be great. We're around 814, so that'd be amazing. Good night, Robert. I hope you're doing well. Take it easy, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow night at 7:30. Luke Riley, again, thank you so much for your kind comments and your ongoing support. Oh, sorry, yeah, it's Forest TV, not iFollow. So make sure you go to Nottingham Forest TV. Warren, come on, you Reds. Good to have you in the stream. Thanks for the shows. No problems are here. I'm going to be back next tomorrow. Sorry, not next week. Tomorrow, and then we're going to be doing a stream probably Wednesday night, late one, before Germany. So yeah, and don't worry, I'll be documenting the whole Germany trip. So look forward to doing that for you all. Eve, I'll watch all the streams and catch up on one if I have to. No problem. And, Gordon says Ryanair charged me 70 quid for a man bag. Wow. I will be careful. Don't worry. I won't be coming back with loads of stuff anyway, so it'll be all good. Antonio, I'm so sorry that we've got to leave, but greetings from Texas. I hope you're doing well. Jamie, thank you very much. And Nick, goodbye. Take care, everybody. It's been a pleasure bringing this stream to you. Have an absolutely amazing day. Daryl, thank you so much. Night, Gary. Night, Martz. Night, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure. So take care, everybody. Cheers for listening. And don't forget, if you do comment after the stream's over, I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions. Thank you all very much. Milton knows. Thank you also for your comment. And take care, everybody. Have a great night. See you tomorrow afternoon at 7:30 p.m.